Hey there, it's Matt with Speed, weightlossbook.com. Today I want to talk a little bit about fasting. Actually, specifically this study that we found. We found a link to a documentary on the BBC by the BBC, and it was all about. I think it's called "Why Thin People Aren't Fat" or something like that. And anyway, the BBC documentary is about. They take a few thin people who are seem to be naturally thin and try to make them overeat and see how they gain weight and if they all gain weight the same. Trying to get a kind of an idea about whether there's a natural tendency to be thin or heavy or something like that. Anyway, it was a cool documentary. I'll post a link to it just below the video on our blog. But in the documentary, they mention a PhD candidate in the 60s who did a supervised fast with a patient for 54 weeks. Yeah, 54 weeks of not eating at all. Only non-caloric beverages and some supplements. So it was originally only supposed to be a few weeks program, but the patient liked it so much and did well on it, so they just continued it. And basically he lost 276 pounds, I think it says, so it's like an average weight loss rate of about 0.72 pounds per day over the entire 54-week period. So now here's the thing: when I looked up this paper and I had access to the full paper with this one, they reference some other long-term fasting scenarios where people actually died doing long-term fasting. So it's not something to be recommended. Don't take this video as a recommendation of, hey, don't eat anything for a year. This guy was under some medical supervision when he did it, and they were doing multiple tests, blood tests, urine tests, stuff like that, to make sure things were going okay with him, and they were giving him supplements accordingly. So I mean, this is not something you just go off and do on your own, but it just seems pretty amazing, though, that with the right supplementation, the body can survive for that long without any food, which kind of got me thinking about, does our body really need calories, or does it just need nutrients, and what is really starving? And anyway, the things that keep me up at night. But it just seems, it's just amazing to me, and it's just something to think about. And it makes intermittent fasting of either skipping a meal or two, or a day or two of eating here and there, with the benefits that's been shown to have as far as longevity and health and things like that. It makes that seem pretty easy compared to what this guy must have gone through for 54 weeks. So anyway, I'll post the link to that the BBC documentary. It's like a 6-part thing on YouTube or something like that. And it's worth it if you have an hour. I think it's worth an hour of your time. It's just interesting. At least it was to me and Jeff. So until next time, take care. Maybe try some intermittent fasting. But again, long-term fast is not something you do on your own. In fact, I don't think you could even really find a doctor to do that anymore. So, but just something to think about. Okay, take care.